Alrighty, welcome to today's episode, which is F-Zero X. Now, I personally loved F-Zero X on the Nintendo 64. It was actually one of my most enjoyed games out of all of the games on Nintendo 64. And I normally do like racing games like Mario Kart and such, but there was something about F-Zero X that I just couldn't quite put my finger on. It's got so much replayability. The tracks are interesting, the ships are interesting. I mean, it seems simplistic enough, but the game itself has a lot of replay value. And even today, if you get the chance to pick up this amazing game, F-Zero X on the Nintendo 64 is definitely a worthwhile racing game to play if you love the racing genre. It's a bit different. I mean, basically, you've got your energy, which after the first lap, you get given the boost power. So you have to complete the first lap. And obviously, with every racing game, the objective is to get in first. But here's the bonus part. You can actually shunt and bump and hit other players. And if their energy ends up reaching empty, you can actually destroy them. And by destroying them, you get, I don't know if you get extra points, but, players can die, they can fall off the track. You can die yourself, so you always have to watch your energy level. You have to be careful not to deplete that, otherwise your ship explodes. And yeah, you can actually get hit by other racers as well. You can end up losing all your health. So the thing is with F-Zero X is the boost is sort of a bit of a double-edged sword. Yes, it gives you speed, but you're sacrificing your own health, which is an interesting game mechanic, There's not a lot of games out there that make you go, surviving over boosting. Yeah, where a lot of racing games that the boost either ends up being like a separate gauge or a nitros for like games for like say Need for Speed. I like the fact with F-Zero X it kind of makes it a do or do not sort of live or die choice where you have to use it kind of sparingly, because if you use it too much you can end up putting your own life at risk. But that's the first race done. If you guys have a favorite track in F-Zero X, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what your favorite track is. If you've played this game before, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. If you haven't played this game before, definitely go out and give it a try. I highly recommend it. Okay, second race now. Let's see how we go. Now, this track is fairly straightforward, so I've ramped my racer's speed all the way to the end. Now, the issue with that is that you do start off like a turtle, but you do have higher end speed, so once you've ramped up, as long as you're not taking any risky corners, then you're pretty good. Especially for a track like this, but you want to try and get away from your other racers. These guys are kind of getting in my way at the moment. They're paying silly buggers. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Yeah, man, could you imagine going at, 770 kilometers an hour? I wonder if, how they say the speed of light? How fast would that actually be? Is it even physically possible to go that fast? How fast would actually, that be? Because, I know we have, supersonic jets and jet fighters and stuff like that. I'm just curious. Is this a feasible speed? 1,000 kilometers an hour? How would the human body even be able to withstand that? I am interested in things like G-force and, how many G's an F-Zero ship would pull at 1,000 kilometers an hour. How much G-force would that be, and how much strain would that put on the human body? Would that even be possible, let alone survivable? And I guess that's what gives the mystery of these games. You never know whether the stuff that's in this game is actually even viable, let alone plausible. They get these numbers, the speed values out of nowhere, and it just makes me think, was it some level of research put into this? Was there anything you know, that they did on a scientific level to make sure that people didn't question this later on. You know, it makes you wonder. It really does. Okay, next track is Sand Ocean. I think we're going to leave it there, maybe. Go a little bit max speed, not too much max speed. I think I honestly should have left it in the middle here, because Sand Ocean does have a lot of turns. So it really depends on the track. If you've got a nice simple track, then, you know, maybe leave it in the middle between acceleration and speed. If you've got a nice straight track, ramp it up towards max speed. If you've got a harder track, maybe because you're going to be doing a lot of turns, tune it down for more acceleration. But have a bit of a play with that and see what suits your game style the best. I kind of like this level, but it is difficult because if you exit out the tunnel at the wrong time, you can fall off the track. And I swear, when you look at that though, it almost felt like I went through the level. Honestly, the way they did this on the N64 was kind of cool. I like the tunnel levels, but it does give you a sense of claustrophobia. So I hope none of you out there are claustrophobic. Oh. See, when I said about those corners, you have to be careful, because they are quite sharp. You can use the controls to sort of drift, but you want to be careful not to drift too sharply, otherwise you'll smash into the wall. I mean, there's nothing hard about this game, but as you ramp up the difficulty, the game gets harder and harder. The AI give you a harder time. So I definitely recommend, if you've never played F-Zero before, start off in Novice and then work your way up as you get more confident with the game. Oh, and the game commentator is annoying too. He keeps telling you to watch your back when other racers are nearby, which is irritating, but whatever. Nice. Yeah. First place is always nice. Not gonna argue with that. So the racer I'm using, I think it's called Pico or Pico. I'm not really sure how to... but the car we're racing is called the Wild Goose. Honk! Now, Devil's Forest. You know, the tracks in F-Zero X always had interesting names. You know, people would say they're quite generic, and while I might agree, honestly, for the limitations on what was on the N64, I dare say they did really well, considering how big the tracks are. One personal thing I wish that F-Zero X had was maybe to allow you to create your own tracks. Would have been cool. You know, like maybe a track creator, a track editor, you know, let you race on those tracks. That, honestly, I think would have been amazing, because your imagination would have been the limitation there. In my personal opinion, I think that would have been great. There's not a lot of racing games out there that actually let you create your own track. I know one not so mainstream game that lets you create your own tracks, which is called Penny Racers. But even then, I found that very limiting to what you can and can't do with that. So if you guys ever have a racer where, you know, it lets you create your own full track with like hazards and this and that, and it looks similar to what like the main tracks you play on in story mode, share it in the comments below. I'd love to check it out. Ooh, getting dangerously close there to the health warning. I just hit final lap. So you want to try avoid that gravel because it slows you down. But when you drift, oh shut up! Keeps telling me to watch my back. And see, like once you've first finished the first race, you get a rival. You can actually change rivals by knocking out or destroying your rival, and that changes who your rival is. Or I think you get like extra points or something. I don't know. I forget now. But yeah, if you really want to, you can knock out your rival if you really want to. But I wouldn't recommend it, unless you want to be nasty. That's completely up to you though. But it takes effort to knock out your rival. You have to slam into them, you have to smash them into walls, and all that effort that you spend trying to actually damage your opponent could be used to actually race. So, Big Blue. I actually like the soundtrack to Big Blue. I've always loved the soundtrack to Big Blue. It's like an iconic soundtrack, honestly. And honestly, I think this soundtrack was one of the soundtracks that went down in history, in gaming history. Big Blue. I love the guitar riff in it, honestly. I love the whole soundtrack in F-Zero. But this one stands out. Have a listen. Pretty cool soundtrack, huh? Honestly, I love it. Honestly, if you can get a hold of the soundtrack, whether it's on Spotify or, you know, if you want to chuck it on YouTube, definitely a good soundtrack to sit and chill to. It's got some nice guitar, some nice, you know, percussion. It's a good soundtrack. Really upbeat. Ooh, yeah. You have to be careful on this track. You can actually fly off. So, word of warning, if you're playing this track, try to be careful on that part, otherwise you can fall to your doom. And that's the thing, like, this game makes it tricky because you can actually fall off the track. And then you end up plummeting to your doom, like some people have plummeted to their doom on Mario Kart and Rainbow Road. Oh, isn't that always fun? So, in the night sky, when you see a shooting star, that's not a shooting star, that's a player falling off the track in Mario Kart. Dear. You know you gotta have fun. Oh. Whoa! That was scary. I'm in 4th, and I've got the warning to say I'm running out of health. Now boost power! Whoa! Bam, slam. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Whoosh! I always use up any of my energy on the last lap to get over the finish line. I don't know why, but it's always good fun to do that. Okay. First again. Nice. Well done. Okay. Port Town. Nice. Okay, let's see what this track has in store for us, shall we? This looks like a very interesting track. Nothing too difficult so far. A lot of twists. Oh, ow. Okay. Very nasty turns. Very sharp turns in this track. You want to be careful of this. They've put ice there. See, I don't know whether this was a hardware limitation on the game or whether they designed it this way. Oh, we've already had some destroyed players on there. See what I mean? You can destroy your rivals. Oh, shut up. Watch my back. See, you've got 30 total races. Notice now it's 28. A few people have been knocked out. So as people get knocked out, that number gets reduced. So we could technically knock out our rival if we really, really wanted to, but I'm just going to play smart rather than play dirty. Because playing smart is always a good idea. Oof. Scraping the sidewall there. Still 18 out of 28. Not bad, not bad. Watch out. This part's always dangerous. I don't like that jump because you never know where you're going to land. And there's been times I've actually just flown straight off the map. The thing, and what's interesting about F-Zero is the cups are a lot longer than your normal traditional, you know, say like Mario Kart-esque cups. Because when you know Mario Kart, you get like 3 or 4 races. I think with F-Zero it's either 5 or 6. I can't quite remember how many exactly. But yeah, there's a lot more races that you have to complete before finishing the cup. So I'd say if you're going to play this, maybe set aside a good half an hour to an hour to play this. Otherwise you might run out of time. Or you might have to end up coming back to it later. Beauty about this is it's not online, so you can pause it. Unlike most games these days that are online. I like a game that can be paused while you get up, grab a drink, you know, go to the toilet, have your mum yell at you if you're living at home, or dad if you're living at home, or your parents. Doesn't matter, you know. Well, hopefully you don't have anyone yelling at you, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and it looks like our racer Pico has finished in first. So the Jack Cup in Novice difficulty. And shout out to Jack Don't Care, who is one of my resident patrons. So Mute City, and see, this tells you the maximum speeds. 1156 kilometers per hour, I think, was my maximum speed so far. Look at that. Absolutely insane. Now, these times aren't, you know, anything to sneeze at, I suppose. Maybe, you know, maybe somebody's times are better than mine. I'm not after time trial. I'm just after playing the game and, you know, showing you guys what it's all about. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Honestly, each time you finish a race, you get this nice little cutscene. Yes, it can be skipped. I just threw it in here for the hell of it. So I hope you enjoy it. You know, you're going to enjoy it. And you get some nice fireworks display. The podiums raise up. I kind of like this little touch where, you know, the podiums raise up. And then you get the biggest podium of them all. Nice. It's like, yeah. And then you get fireworks dedicated just for you. Look at this. Nice. Love it. Absolutely love it. And the game even thanks you for playing. How nice is that? Well, I hope you enjoyed. Till next time, Magnus out. Thank you for watching today's video. We have a Discord server if you'd like to join. Check the description below. If you enjoy my content, please hit that subscribe button, like or share. Stay tuned for the next future video, and I hope to see you soon.